The idea of this One Just World series is to provide a space where some of the big development issues can be discussed and the public can become involved in conversations about how these issues can be addressed. Now, we want to bring the ideas and insights from people who are directly involved in one way or another and enable you to question them, make suggestions, and find out more about how you can be part of addressing the challenges facing us in this global community. As I mentioned earlier, tonight the focus is on human rights and how we can shape development efforts so that they make a real and practical difference in expanding people's access to these rights. Now, pretty much everyone acknowledges that human rights are a good thing, but placing them at the core of development activities is not without its challenges. It requires us to reflect on deep issues of power and agency, how we work and how our societies are structured. And this is, of course, the 60th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. 60 years of having these rights out there, of having countries supposed to be adhering to those rights. It's quite a long time. So it's an appropriate moment to reflect on how much progress we have made in embedding these higher-level commitments in our structures, institutions, policies and programs, and in the ways that we think and do development. How far do current global, regional, national and local priorities support the progressive realization of those human rights for all people? Women and men, Indigenous peoples, people of all castes, religions, abilities and sexual orientation. So tonight we are joined by 3 speakers with direct experience in promoting human rights, both nationally and internationally, whether through the development of international standards and mechanisms for the protection and enforcement of those rights, through advocacy and mediation, or through policies and programs that help give practical effect to these rights. We have Professor Gillian Disney, Dr. Susu Taton, and Dr. Carmen Lawrence. Each will briefly outline some of their thoughts. Then there'll be some discussion between the panelists before we turn to the floor and ask you to put forward questions, comments, but in a succinct and timely manner so that we can all have a turn.